All right, my current living situation is basically I live in it says a 2-person tent, but it's really a 1-person tent, and it's up on the hill in a field behind a fire station. And I currently wake up usually at about the break of dawn. Sometimes if I'm not staying up all night. And then I'll wake up at the break of dawn because I need to rush down to the freeway to start signing at the off-ramps. And there's a group of guys here that are signers like me, and they try to beat me here in the mornings. So there's only 2 spots, there's only 2 off-ramps, and there's about 5 of us. So obviously 3 are left out. So it's very important that I wake up and I get here before the sun comes up, so that I know that I secured a spot, and that I'm going to be able to make some money for the morning. Especially too, when you wake up in the morning, my money situation is any money that I make today will be spent, before I go to bed. So I always usually wake up with nothing. So it's tough to like come down here, no cigarettes, no food, no nothing, and sit at the off-ramp, when it's dark and it's cold, and you're just hoping that you can make a little bit of money so that you can go get some food and be able to live for the day. If you wake up late, it's unacceptable. You get down there, the spot's taken, you're just standing around and you're not making any money and you're starving. So I always make it a point to get a spot. I'm usually the first one down here.
Okay, and so do you think that this area should offer like affordable housing and low-income housing, just so you have kind of a home base, somewhere to rest your head, stay out of the rain, just some of those common challenges? Like, what do you think the city can do to improve your life?
I think that would definitely help. I don't know how much that would improve my life personally. I mean, I can't, as far as affordable housing, like I can't even afford, $20 a night. So I can't even afford a hotel room or anything. So
if the city provided a place for you,
I see.
How would that really help you, and how would that change your life?
Yeah, I mean, immensely. Like if they provided free room and board, that would help a lot. I've seen that they have done that in some situations for people, but they do have a lot of requirements. Like there's some sober living houses, and one of the requirements is that you have to be sober. So when you're caught not being sober, they eject you from the house, and then you're back in the same situation as before, living on the streets, trying to survive. And for me personally, I've noticed that like I adapt to situations and I get comfortable. So like, even though like somebody may look at my situation right here and be like, wow, I can't believe he's living like that or whatever, but like to me it's just normal. Like I just adapt to that situation, and then it becomes normal for me. And so I know that I've talked to the police and stuff, and other people, social workers and stuff, and I know they're really trying to get people off the streets and back into society and working, a job, and like build yourself up and build your way up and stuff. But like I've done all that, I did all that, and this is where it brought me. So what's to say I don't go back there and do all of those steps again and wind up in the exact same situation that I'm back in now. So for me, I'm at a crossroads in my life where I don't want to be a part of society. I don't want to have a job and pay into society, and I consider this running my own business. You know, nobody tells me what to do. I make my own times, my own hours, and I feel free. You know, I feel more free here doing this than I have in a long time doing anything else. Meaning working for somebody else. You know, I've had good employers over the years. There's one job in particular that I wish I never left. It was a great employer. I should have stayed at that job. I don't know why I left, but other than that job, like most of the jobs have been shit, and the employers are assholes, you know, and they require too much of you and they pay too little.
Have you had any issues with police like harassing you?
Yeah, actually, just yesterday, I woke up, you know, before the sun came up, and I went and grabbed a coffee over AM/PM, and I started canning. So also on the side to make money, I'll collect cans, plastic, you know, plastic bottles, and I can usually get, you know, anywhere from, you know, like, you know, $15 to $30 a day doing that. But in the morning I was canning, and I took a break from canning, and I went up behind AM/PM, and I was just sitting there smoking a little bit, and the cops came around the corner, rolled up on me, and just had their brights already on, and just brighted me, flashed me, and got out of their car and talked to me and said, you know, hey, like, you know, we need you off the streets. We need you not hanging out here. It's like everywhere I go, every parking lot I'm in, I'm not allowed to be there. There's no piece of dirt around here that I'm allowed to be in. There's no square piece of dirt. Like right now, they could roll up right here and say, hey, you know, you're loitering. You guys need to leave. Like we've had complaints from Panda Express, and you need to leave. And that's usually how it goes. So, but that time in particular, the police, you know, were trying to get me for drugs, and they wanted to search my backpack and stuff, and I said no, and thankfully they just took it at that and didn't search my backpack and, you know, let me go.
So, you know, just from your experiences, how long have you been out here, if you don't mind me asking?
I've only been out here for about 9 months or so. So my experience was I actually lived in a house 2 blocks away, down off Shadow Ridge Drive, and I lived there for 25 years. You know, I had a wife. And 3 kids. And I don't know what happened, man. It just like, everything just kind of fell apart, you know? It's like, in 2017 I got a divorce. You know, I should back up. 2013, 2014, my dad died. 2017, got a divorce. In 2017, during the divorce, my oldest daughter, Keely, came to live with me. So we were like best friends. And so, you know, now it's what, 2022? It's been like 5 years. So, you know, I pretty much raised her by myself from 2017 or 2016, completely by myself to 2022. So me and Keely, you know, this was a rental property that we owned, the one that I was living in, off Shadow Ridge Drive right here, over by Circle K. Just a little modest 2-bedroom, 2-bath home. So after the divorce, me and my daughter moved back into that rental property. Yeah, I thought everything was going great. I had a good job. I was working for a real estate company, and I was an agent coordinator, and it was fun. I loved my job. It was right off, you know, it was at Oceanside, at the Oceanside Pier, and then we moved and offices to Palomar Airport, and it was great because it was really close to my house. So I lived close to my work. I had a great job. I was making good money, you know. I was making like at least $4,000 a month, you know. And then COVID happened. And March, and COVID happened, and I remember I was dating a lot, like during COVID, and then it got really weird. And when I go out on dates and stuff, like people were wearing masks over their face, and it just tripped me out. And I just kind of stopped, you know. I was like, this is getting all too weird, and everybody was so like fearful of each other, fearful of touching each other, being around each other, going places. And it's like I wasn't, but they were, and so it kind of like rubbed off on me. It was like, well, hey, look, I don't want to interfere on your life, and you're making me feel like you know, like I'm doing something bad. So, you know, maybe I'll just take a break from all this and stuff.
So just a couple more questions for you. So what kind of things could really improve or help your situation? Or you know, we've heard like public bathrooms, public showers.
Yes.
You know,
okay. Like those details.
Yeah. What kind of things would really help you and you know, improve your quality of life?
Okay. Yeah, I would definitely say public. Definitely more showers, bathrooms. I literally, like, and I know lots of other people too, we go to the bathroom outside, like in the woods, you know. It's so much easier, and it's like, and I've seen there's porta potties around here, you know. There's only a couple, and we're not supposed to be using them, but we do, you know. A lot of times we'll use like Jack in the Box or Walmart or something, you know, one of those bathrooms. But you know, but they don't like us in there, and you know, we're in there all the time, and especially too because some of us, you know, some people blow it for others, and they'll go in there and do their drugs in there,
right? Because
it's not windy. One of the big things about doing drugs around this area is that the wind blows, and it's just it's like, you know, every dollar that we make is so hard to come by. Yeah. And so every dollar you put towards dope, it's like if the wind blows some of that dope off of your thing, it's like there's like that was like 8 hours worth of work. Right. So it's like we're very careful, and you know, we'll use bathrooms or whatever to get away from the wind, and that's why I usually use my tent.
So if the city or the county were to have like free living situations available, a free room somewhere, would you go ahead and take advantage of that opportunity, or would you prefer?
I would be skeptical. I would be like, you know, what are some of the requirements? What do they want from us? Right. If it's just free room and board, here's a place for you. It's like, you know, I know in life that nothing is free. Everything always comes with some kind of attachment or some kind of requirement or something, you know. They want something from you.
So just the last question for you, do you think at all that like housing is a human right, and everybody, no matter who you are, you deserve a place to live, and you know, somebody shouldn't be having to struggle and, you know, make, you know, small amounts of money to just kind of be getting by every day? Do you think that
actually, I think, me personally, dude, I think it's kind of weird, dude, all these people living in a box, you know. Like, I used to think like that was just normal, you know, growing up, because that's all I'd known. But now that I like moved out of my house, it's like, it seems so weird to me. It's like you have this box, dude, and you just go back and forth to this box, and it just, I don't know. To me, it's a total turn off. I can't believe I spent so much of my life inside that box. You know, I'm watching TV, and you know, and just wasted so many hours and days of my life. Just
So you would prefer to be out here for the remainder of
I like
your
being
life?
outside. Yeah, I mean, like, you know, I've been out here about 9 months or so. So I mean, it's not that long compared to some people out here, so they'll probably say, yeah, wait a little longer and then tell me that, you know, but like go through a cold winter or something and then tell me that.
Right.
But I'm not concerned about it. I can get through pretty much anything. But as far as free housing though,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I think it's a good idea. Like, you know, especially too, like you said, when times are like tough and somebody's sick, or somebody needs somewhere to go to get better, or it's really cold outside and they don't have anywhere to go. I think that's where it's going to come in really important. It's going to be really important to people. But I think just for the average Joe out here, dude, for him to just get free housing, room and board, you know, that's kind of unfair. What about all these people who work hard, dude, and they go to work every day and spend 8 hours at work every day, and they got to pay these high rents and stuff, and this guy over here, he is just as capable of working that 8-hour job as them, and he gets a larger space than they do for free. So I think it's a little unfair. I think if you do provide that room and board, it should be women and children for, you know, just like a life raft. Women and children first, and then the sick and the needy, and
Right.
you know, if there's anything left over, then, you know, maybe a bunch of guys share a room or something. I'm a human being. Like, we're all human beings. All these people are human beings, and I know I come off a little cold and harsh and stuff right now, and it's just because I've had a rough morning. But the reality is that we're all human beings, and we just have to look after each other and help each other, and, you know, and forget about this shit, like these cops and robbers, and you have cops chasing us around and trying to throw us in jail, and it's like, you know, dude, let's start helping each other, you know, let's not like, let's not work to fight each other, you know, we're putting too much effort and too many resources towards fighting each other when we could just pool all those resources together to help each other. And that's all I have to say.